I got funded with a firm, the big firm that went down, It was my forex fund, or my frozen funds, what they call them. I come back, we lose the game. I'm mad at the game. But I come back, I see 11% profit across 2 accounts, 11K, just whilst I'm playing a game, 4 a.m. in the night. After blowing the funding, after almost quitting, I didn't quit. I come home, let's say, like 11, 12-hour shifts, right? I come home 12 a.m., right? Then I can go sleep and then wake up the same morning, do the same thing, right? But that's not life for me. And my dad's done so much for us, just for us to have a good future. And I'm just gonna throw that away because I'm tired. But I don't want that life. I'm not on that level. I want to go on vacation whenever I want to go. I didn't like the firm's owner. I knew they were scammers. I already knew that. I would refund everyone with my own money. I like Andrew Tate, but I think don't go, but like, it doesn't make sense, right?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Risk Reward Radio. This is the show that dives inside the mind of traders and investors who are risking their hard-earned money in order to make a living. Now, today's guest is a quickly growing name in the industry, but for all the right reasons. In the last few months alone, they've done 6 figures in prop firm payouts, but actually that's not the most impressive thing. What amazed me more is that they've done this while working 12 hours a day in their family business, which absolutely blew my mind, and I think it's something that all of us can aspire to. There is a strong sense of humility behind their story, and they go over and above with this to help the prop firm space by recently gathering over 1,000 accounts to help traders who lost their challenges due to prop firms going under. They are a real positive influence in the space, and I think, honestly, the industry could do with more people like them. I'm looking forward to diving into the conversation, so without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce FlexxTrades.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure, man. Thank you so much for being here. I normally start with a brief getting you to describe your background and things like this, but I have actually a question for you first before we kick off. Why FlexxTrades? Why the nickname FlexxTrades? Where did it come from?
So it's actually quite funny because I had a very good relationship with my brother, as like little brother. So he would bring me everywhere, to the barber, shopping, whatever. So I was very close to my brother, and his name is Bediran, right? But they call him Bedo. It's like a shortcut, and they call him Bedo Flex, right? That was his name. I don't know why, but I guess he was speedy with these girls, so they called him Flex or something. He was like that. So then he used to call me Agit Flex. My name is Agit, right? He used to call me Agit Flex Jr., right? So then I had to come with a name somehow on social media. I was like, I'm going to say Agit, but people won't just quickly say that. Like, that won't come to their mind. So I was like, I have to be something. So I was thinking, like, you know what? I'll do Flex. I went to the Junior, obviously, right? So I'll do just Flex and trades, and that's really how it... Like, I didn't think too much about it, and, it's just stuck with me since the beginning,
Fair enough. How long have you been in the kind of social media space?
So I think I started social media May 2022.
Okay, so not too long then.
Yeah, that's, I started with TikTok and actually just TikTok and my personal Instagram. And then I think along the start of 2023, so when I got more serious, started making a nice Instagram, a nice Twitter page. And that's, was kicked off somehow.
So we'll get the formality out the way. For anyone that has never heard of you before, would you mind giving us a little bit of background into how you got into trading and how you got into the position that you're in today?
Yeah, so I'm Flex. As I said, Agit is my real name. I'm 20 years from Belgium. I got into trading through crypto, Instagram ads, how it goes. That was during COVID. I had nothing to do. We had school for 2 weeks off. So I was trying to do something. I was playing Fortnite and Warzone all day with my friends, Corona, But then I was bored. You play it for 1 week, you're happy. And then school extends, COVID, it becomes a month, becomes 2 months. Then it becomes online school and that. So you have too much time. So I was bored. I had to do something. So that's when I came across crypto. I tried to trade it for like 2 years. I didn't have really capital because I was just a student. I was like 16 at the time. So I was trading with my brother's capital. And then, I bought Dogecoin, right? We had a good entry, but Elon Musk was supposed to come on was some podcast or something, and he was really into Dogecoin back then. It was 5 a.m. I was about to fall asleep. My eyes were dead, and I was surviving and trying to, be awake. So Elon Musk was going to say Dogecoin. I thought it was going to pump straight up crazy. So I was ready. I fell asleep right when he was supposed to come on, and apparently it pumped 50%, then it dumped like 80%. Really? Yeah, my brother woke me up, called me like, what's happening, this and that.
So were you already in the coin by this point?
Yeah, I was already beforehand.
Okay.
I was in, but you know, the price before the news or before the event and after it was lower. It went up, but then it went down. So my brother was, you know what? You have no idea. Just sell it.
Mm.
And then he never gave me his money to trade with. So, you know, I didn't really focus that much on crypto again
Okay.
for like a year or two, and then I got into futures. Right, I did that. You know, didn't really. I did nice. It was not bad. I used to flip accounts, $500 to 5K and stuff. And then you know the crypto crash to 16K came, no volatility, nothing. Like 2 weeks, I had no trades. My friend luckily introduced me into forex. He's like, this moves way faster. Like I would hold trades for 3 4 days in crypto, which is normal. He said you could be out in 3 4 hours. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So I started in forex in end of 2022. You know, I had my retail strategy, trading breakout and stuff, but it didn't work for me in forex. So I had to switch my strategy. I had to, you know, when I do something, I want to do it properly. I want to do it perfectly because I believe that you know gambling is a bad thing. Even in my religion, it's a bad thing. It's not allowed. So I don't want to gamble trading, and I didn't really see trading as gambling. I want to see it as a business, right? So I wanted to make real money. But obviously, if you're gonna gamble, right, you make money one day and then tomorrow you don't, right? So I was like, let me just back test and collect data. So I went like I think 2 months straight. I back tested maybe some days 2 hours, some days 10 hours a day. I collected over 2,000 trades,
Nice.
right, to be confident about my strategy that I know okay, I can lose this amount of trades in a row and still be profitable. So you know, I don't like statistics. I don't like mathematics, but if it's behind my strategy, right, I know something's correct because the world kind of evolves around mathematics and stuff. So I was like, yeah, that's sick. You know, I'm confident. I go in the markets, you know, and that was around 2023. I got funded with a firm, you know, the big firm that went down. You know, I got funded with them.
We can say their names, by the
Oh
way. It's
yeah,
no biggie.
oh yeah. You never know, but it was
Yeah.
my forex funds, so or my frozen funds, what
Yeah.
they call them. So you know, I got funded with them.
Okay.
My first account, I was up 4% the first day. You know, I was so happy. I was texting my brother, I might be rich. Then I blew the account same day.
Yeah.
It was actually funny. But then I got funded 50K.
Okay.
Obviously, I've blown some accounts already. I've blown like 10K accounts. So I got funded 50K. I don't know why I went to 50K. I thought it was smart, you know, go straight to the higher accounts. So I was funded 50K, got like a nice payouts, like 5, 6, 7, until May 2023. Then I blew the account. You know, I was risking a lot, 2 to 3%, because I don't know, I just felt like that at the time. I was on a hot win rate,
Okay.
so I was like, no one can stop me. Obviously, that's not the reality of trading. But you know, there was some increase of slippage and spreads. You know, that also got to my head, and I was mad. I would get stopped out, then I would go down, then I would re-enter, and then I would do that for 3 times in a row. That didn't really do well. Then you know, August, I think June came by. I got funded like 700K in like 1 month. I really took it seriously. I had some money from the payout, so I was like, you know, might as well go for a bigger account size. I was doing good until October. Then I blew all the funding in one go. So I was copy trading them, and I just went on a bad streak, like a very bad streak. I was depressed, right? I was like 700K in funding. My life was done. I wanted to quit trading. So I was like, I'm done. You know, this is not working. My strategy doesn't work. I was like doubting myself. So I took a 1 month break. I went back to back testing because I wanted to prove myself that it still works, right? So I did like maybe 500 trades in 1 month again, but I traded more gold this time because you know, I don't know. I thought euro was not working, so I'll try gold somehow. I thought I was smart or something. I tried that, and then in December, so in November I did 2 challenges. It took me like 3 weeks to pass actually. December, end of November, I got funded with one account, 100K. I was on 5% profit, but there was some bills due for my parents that were more than 5%. So I tried to make more than 5%, then I blew the account. So 5% payout I was depressed again, you know, because I had a 5K payout, and you just throw that away to make an extra 3K or an extra 4K. So I was depressed. I was like, man, but at least I made 5%, so it's possible, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me try again. So then I got funded 200K, but actually I was very lucky. I got funded 100K first, but it was a profit from my friend, right?
Okay.
And I got the funded credentials. I made 2% in 2 hours. And his firm was pretty new.
Okay.
So I was trying to be a genius. I told him, bro, you know, you don't have a lot of payouts. Just process my payout right now. It's marketing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He luckily processed my payout in 2 hours. So, you know, I locked in the payout because when 1 week, whatever happens, then I start build the account. But, you know, I got my payout at least. You know, I secured that and the refund. And then I got funded 200K in end of mid-December. I done like, I think it was actually a very crazy feeling. I came home, I was playing Valorant, and I was just in a trade, but I just set a target. It was 8%, but it was not realistic for me. Like, I didn't want to, if I was looking at my phone, I would probably just take out the profit at 3% because what I do is 2-3% consistently. I'm ready, I'm fine, right?
Okay.
But I was just in the game. I don't know, we were losing, I was sweating, I was focusing, I was not checking the charts. I come back, we lose the game. I'm mad at the game. Then I come back, I see 11% profit across 2 accounts, 11K, just whilst I'm playing a game, 4 a.m. in the night. It was a crazy feeling. I was actually very happy. Then I woke up, told my mom, your boy made 11K. My mom was so happy. She was like, is it real? Is it real? And I think the payout was actually delayed a bit because it was Christmas and New Year's and stuff. I had to do risk interview, whatever. It took a long time. My mom bugged me for 3 weeks. Is the money real? Did it come? Did it come? For 3 weeks, I'm like, Mom, relax. It's gonna come. It's real. The prop firm game is real, right? And then the money came. I was actually happy. And then I think from there just kicked off. I was, in 4 months I done pretty well. I could say I done pretty well. But job's not finished, But that's how it really kicked off,
Nice. I like that, man. It's a good story because it's not just rainbows and butterflies from the beginning. You have the ups and downs, which obviously teach you a lot about how to be consistent in the long run. And obviously those periods are what mold you into the person that you need to be in order to have the level of success that you want. So going back to what you mentioned about the recent payout that you had when you had 11K and your mom was kind of doubting it at the beginning, was that your biggest payout to date by that point?
It was not, but it was my biggest payout was, I think it was 19K back then.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to count it because it was, I was not really trading I was risking 4% on a live account, So I was making 20-30% per payout sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's realistic anymore, right? I guess I was on a hot run, whatever. So I don't want to count that because people are gonna ask me how did you do it, and I'm gonna explain them. I don't want to show them how to gamble, right? That's why I always say 2-3%. So, after that, getting that payout, it was like, okay, this works again, right? All that hard work is kind of paying off. So, I got that confidence back, I got that boost back. So actually, it felt better than my first payout because like after blowing the funding, after almost quitting, I didn't quit, and then I guess the rewards come later, right?
Yeah, there's one thing that's always been true to me, which I think is what makes trading so difficult for a lot of people, which is it's easy to confuse luck and skill in trading, right? You could do everything wrong. You could risk the wrong amount. You could just FOMO into a position and you can actually make money.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for people to believe I've got some mystical ability to be able to predict the market when actually you've just been lucky. And I think the toughest thing is this can actually happen for an extended period as well. Yeah. And so it sounds like you've obviously been through a phase where maybe in some situations you've had luck on your side, but you've always bounced back to something which I'm very fond of, which is obviously back testing, like collecting data. And do you journal much? And
yeah. So that's the thing. What's very good is when I journal, even if the trade's wrong, I tell myself the trade is wrong, right? Even if I win, the trade is wrong. So I shouldn't do it again. I got lucky this time. This time the market was on my side, whatever. I don't want to redo that because that's not my plan, right? And if it's not my plan, I'm gambling. That's what I think. So I just won by gambling. Sometimes you go to casino, you win as well, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like that. So if I just want to follow my strategy, it works maybe 30% of the time, but I make more money than I lose and I'm happy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's the foundation to every strategy, right? I spoke about this on one of our recent episodes where I said when you break down any profitable approach to the market, it can only work for one of two reasons. You either have to win more than you lose, or your winners have to outweigh your losers, right? People overcomplicate it. They can say that there's something magical about my strategy or approach, but in reality, it's just a game of math, right? When you break it down. Tell me a little bit more about your focus on backtesting, because you said obviously at some periods you did 2 hours a day, sometimes you did 10 hours a day. I find this is a lot of what many new traders lack in the markets, because I speak to a lot of traders that don't know if they have an edge. And the first thing I'm asking them is, how do you know if you have an edge? How do you know your approach works over time? And a lot of them just go by feelings, or like my last trade that I did this, it worked. But when you can sit down across from someone that says, I've done this and I've got 2,000 examples to show you that it works, how did you know that was the right thing to be doing from the beginning? Because I see so many people that are misinformed with this.
Yeah, so the thing is, I knew I had to do something, right? Because, like, I'll be honest, I never told this anyone really, but 2 years ago, I had €1 in my bank account. I wanted to buy a Red Bull, I couldn't buy it, right? So, I wanted it really, really to work. I had to do something, right? If I need to do 10 backflips, I'll do it, right? I have to do something because I'm not trying to be broke, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest, we all got into trading to make money.
Yeah.
So I really wanted it, and there is something that you have to do. And I was like, if I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be live trading, it's gonna take longer, right? Because the market only moves with real time. But if you're backtesting, it's gonna be way faster, right? So I would just put on a series. I had two screens, right? One I would put on the series, and on the other one I would put the backtesting program. I would just go crazy backtest. Watch the series backtest. My mom would think, "What are you doing upstairs? You're gaming all day." I'm like, "Mom, leave me alone. One day the gaming will pay off, you know." And now I tell her like, all that gaming, that comes from this, Yeah, it's just you have to get it done. Whatever, like like if you go like to an athlete. Does he like to run in the morning 700 like not 700, but like a lot of kilometers? Does he like that? He doesn't. Like, no one likes that, or do cold bath or whatever. No one likes that, but that has to get done to be on the top of the top.
Yeah.
And if you want to be on top of the top, you have to do what people do at the top 10 times more, because you're behind. They're already there. So I was watching some people and I was doing 10 times more effort they are doing, because they're in the spot I want to be. But I want to be better. I always want to be better than everyone, and I think I'm better. But if I'm just gonna be sitting around 1 hour back test, not journal my trades, okay, I won yesterday, but why did I win? Just luck in it. Yeah, it doesn't. You have to journal. Okay, I took this trade because of this, this, this. This is in my strategy. This is in my trading plan. Okay, good trade. I like this. I will do this again if I can.
I like it.
That's it.
Yeah. To me, it makes a lot of sense. But I think to a lot of people, it's like I said, it's a step that they miss. And I hearing your story, I look back at those periods where you spent that time backtesting, collecting your data, journaling, and all that stuff. I think that's what makes the foundation of a successful trader. They have to know their edge inside out, right? I'm a big preacher about psychology, but the first thing I want to know from someone is, do you have an edge?
No.
Because the best psychology in the world doesn't work if you don't actually have an approach that works. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
All I can help you to do then is be more comfortable slowly losing money, which is what nobody wants, right? So the edge has to come first. And so I like that you started with that foundation. Talk to me a little bit about your parents' view to what you do, because you said obviously your mom was very doubtful that maybe the money would come. Has their perspective of it changed now? Like, what was that journey like for you?
Well, so in the first, obviously, my mom and dad thought that it was a scam. You know what? Actually, quite funny story, but my mom has a family in Turkey. Some random dude in his family sold his house to buy crypto, and then the crypto rug pulled, right? But like, I'm not that dumb, right? I'm not gonna fucking full port my life savings and my house on a crypto coin. I'm not that dumb. I said he's dumb, but that's not my fault, you know? So she was very doubtful. I'm like, Mom, I'm not doing crypto. Relax. This is regulated, everything. Rules. There's tax on this. If there's tax, like, how is this fake? Right? She didn't believe it. Like, until the payout, I told you, like, every day she would bug me. Did the money come? Is it really coming? Because she needed the money, and she was like, is it coming? Every day she would bug me. I'm like, Mom, leave me alone. If it comes, I'm going to tell you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's going to come. But they were delaying it quite a lot, actually. So it was very annoying, because it was supposed to come, let's say, Thursday. Then it was next week, Thursday. Then it was next week, and then like I was pissed as well. I was like, Mom, I didn't even get the money. Relax. If I get it, I will send it. Don't worry. But I think it's normal for parents to think that way, right? Because they're older generation online money.
Yeah.
Like I sit in my bed, I make 11K. My mom's shipping. She has to work 5-6 months for that, right? And with the first payout, they were still skeptical, and then the more the payouts come in, like they see how you kind of changed. Like you can pay the bills now. You can chill, you can go out, eat, do whatever you want, really. And they're like, okay, I guess this is real money now. And then they like it somehow, Then they, forex, yes.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's awesome, man. So sticking with the topic of family, I know, and I've heard you talk a lot about you helping out in the family business. To me, this is the most impressive part of your story, or the part that stands out most to me, because the money is one thing, right? And I think a lot of people get fascinated by the money, but I like to see the person outside or underneath the level of money, right? Money for me is the surface level stuff, and it's about what you want to do with the money to help the people around you, the impact and legacy that you want to have. So talk to me about the balance between your time, between trading and working in the family business. Is this something that you find challenging, or was it challenging and now you find it easy?
Yeah, so always had this rough mindset on myself. I would always be hard on myself, right? So as you said, 12-hour shifts, right? It's like I leave home, let's say 1 p.m., right? You go grocery shopping and that, because my dad's restaurant, I have to do the own groceries. I have to get the bread. Then it's a 1 hour drive to the restaurant. I come home, let's say like 11, 12-hour shifts, right? I come home 12 a.m., right? Then I can go sleep and then wake up the same morning, do the same thing, right? But that's not life for me. Like, that's boring as hell, right? I have to do something. So, I would just back test. Sometimes I would fall asleep on my desk. I swear. Like, I don't have videos on that because like I don't have cameras in my room. But I swear I would literally fall asleep on my desk because I was back testing, but so tired. But I wouldn't give up because I wanted something to change. And there's a quote: for something to change, something has to change, right? And if you're gonna sit around, okay, maybe one day the restaurant's gonna explode and I'm gonna make 5 million. Yeah, it's not a jackpot. It's not lotto, right? So I was like, something has to change, and I want to make the change, right? If I don't want to make the change, then what am I doing with my life? I'm only 19, 20 years old. I have so much time. I'd rather sleep 3, 4 hours now or 5 hours, and then when I'm 30, I could be sleeping 24 hours a day because I make enough money, right? So, yeah, as I said, I was broke, bro. I was rock bottom. I used to work at my dad's restaurant, and I wouldn't take wage because there was no money. I couldn't take wage for months and months straight. Even like sometimes, because if I take wage, maybe something's gonna be delayed, the payment's gonna be delayed. And since I'm responsible, they're gonna come to my head. Yeah, why didn't you pay? Right? Because I'm the owner of the restaurant, because my dad doesn't know paperwork and stuff. So I have to deal with that as well. You have paperwork, you have to work, and you come home, you have to trade. It was very hard. I don't know how I do it actually. It's quite crazy. People think, like, people ask me, how do you do it? I'm like, I just do it. When you have to do something, it's like when my dad came to Belgium, right? They came from Turkey. My dad had to do, like, he had to do so many things. They had to fast for 52 days to be legally in Belgium. I don't know why that. It's very weird. It's like slavery or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually true. Like, my dad did that for 52 days without thinking twice, right? So why would I think 2 times again to sit on my bed instead of doing back testing, right? And I'm more comfortable. I'm just sitting on my chair. I'm not doing no crazy thing. I have drinking. I can drink. I can eat food. I can eat whatever. At the restaurant, I can eat whatever I want. I can drink whatever I want. I can do anything. And my dad's done so much for us, just for us to have a good future. And I'm just gonna throw that away because I'm tired. Yeah. I came from work. I am tired. Yeah, I think tired is only in the mind. That's it.
I really think experiences like that give you the mindset that you need in order to be able to succeed. Because I constantly, when you see or hear about people that have come from a very privileged background or grew up around a lot of money, I think for a lot of people it can take away their drive to want to succeed, right? They don't have an idea or experience of what the older generation have been through. Because like you said, we've been fortunate enough to grow up at a very privileged time. Like the internet especially has changed the game for a lot of people. And I think especially when you think about parents, grandparents, they don't truly understand the idea that you can make money online. It's a very weird concept for them, right? But it's completely changed the game when it comes to business, networking, relationships, money. I mean, we're here because the internet exists, right? Me and you would probably never have met or spoken to each other if things like that never happened. So do you see yourself trading full time in the future? Do you ever see yourself wanting to stop the family business or make enough money so that you can sell the family business and look after the family from trading alone? Or
So it's actually pretty close to the family business getting sold because, I don't have time to be around. Like, I have to be some places. I have to go, like, for example, I have to go Dubai for 3 weeks just for setting up business, right? And 3 weeks being closed, that's very hard to do. If I have to come to London for a few days for a podcast, I can't do that because I have to work, right? And just like once you make pretty much good money from trading, it's not worth going to work, right? People think that I work because I have no money, but I do it for my family. I really do it for my family. I really don't do it for my own. Like, why would I sell a piece for 10 euros? That's one lot size commission, for example, you know? So it doesn't make sense for me, but it's just family, you know? You don't think about yourself, you think about your family first. And obviously, full-time trading, I don't think full-time trading, I would obviously have some other things going on, try to build businesses, try to build something that, because one income is never good, right?
Yeah.
Because the trading, if I don't make money this month trading, that's fine. I have other income. It's not a problem. Because if you just rely on trading, then your trading is gonna get worse, right? Same thing with people that don't have a job, and they want to work. Which that's why I was quite lucky I had a job, right? I was not like in the start. I was pretty much getting salary pretty much, but then sometimes I wouldn't, sometimes I would. It was like it was 1 month if it's good work, right? Then I would, because I was always sending my own salary, right? So I could choose whenever I get salary, but I couldn't send it too much. But I tried just with the money. I didn't have any bills anyway, right? I don't have any bills, so I'm just chilling. If I have 500 euros in my bank, I'm just chilling. Like, what am I gonna do? Buy a car or something? No, I don't have to spend that money. So I could buy a prop firm challenge sometimes, not a problem. So, really, I think the business side, I think is very important, right? Building businesses, networking with people, try to build something, try to build things for the future that you have multiple incomes. When something goes wrong, or let's say, for example, tomorrow the forex market is gone, right? That's not a crazy example, but if it's gone, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna be broke again, right? So you have to be prepared for everything, I think.
Yeah. I started, obviously we don't know a huge amount about each other, right? So I started trading in 2012, and I didn't take it seriously, I would say, for the first like 6 years of my journey. But my initial experience was I had that dream of I want to be a full-time trader. I don't want to do anything else except earn my income from the markets, because I like the idea of not having a boss. I like the idea of not having clients, no expectations. I could do it when I want, wherever I want, and I liked that level of freedom.
Yeah.
And actually, when I got deeper and deeper into the industry, and I would say my real perception of it changed when I started to meet traders that were actually successful, because I struggled for many, many years before I found any level of small success, right? When I started to meet traders that were actually making money from the markets, the one thing that I took away from that was actually the markets are the most inconsistent form of income, right? It doesn't matter how good you are at analyzing the charts. It doesn't matter how much knowledge or insider information you have. You are never guaranteed to make money on the next trade. You're never guaranteed to make money next week or next month. And therefore, actually, it makes very little sense from an income perspective to have all your money coming from one place that's so inconsistent. And so when I first started off, I had a normal 9 to 5 job. I used to work in IT. And at that point, again, this was my early years of trading. I felt like I had some sort of security from work, right? Having a 9 to 5, a regular paycheck. And I think it actually gives you a false sense of security. Once I left my day job and I wanted to start my own business and I wanted to focus on trading more, I actually found that the most logical thing for me to do is to create multiple sources of income, right? It's the exact reason I run my coaching business, the exact reason I still trade. And even within my business, it makes more sense to me, instead of making X amount every month from one place, make that same amount, but from 4 to 5 different places, right? It's more low risk, you're more diversified. And so that idea to me makes a lot of sense. But initially, I think I came into the industry and I had this perception that anybody that was trading and selling a mentorship or a course or made any sort of money anywhere else, they were a scammer.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, if you can make all this money online, why the fuck would you need to sell something else in order to make money? And I think that was actually, for me, a sign of ignorance, right? It was a sign of not truly understanding that it doesn't matter how good you are, it does not make sense to have your money coming from an uncertain industry. So do you have an idea, or are you already working on things at the moment as to where you would like your other income to come from outside of trading?
Yeah, so obviously I have I could say a mentorship going on already, right? I'm also building a track record to, kind of take investors' capitals.
Nice.
I want to do that as well. And then I just want to build business. I was also getting into drop shipping. It does take more time, so I don't have that time too much now. But I think once I go full time, I can really focus on it. And then I would just look at different businesses. I have some ideas with some friends that I want to try out. It fails, whatever. I'll try 10 businesses. If one sticks, I already have a brand. I already have followers. So anything that sticks is gonna explode quickly, in my opinion, right? Because people know me for being a good person, right? I try to be a good person, right? Because I try my best. Obviously, I try to help people when they need it, right? I don't really care that much about the money. Like, people think I sell a mentorship, so he's a scammer or he needs the money or whatever.
I used to have that mindset. I
Right, so
genuinely
I really
did.
could care less
Yeah.
because, for example, I haven't made money from my mentorship the past month and I don't care, right? I'm not gonna promote on Instagram because I haven't made money. I really don't care, right? But for example, sometimes people come to me. They're like, last time I had a guy come to me. He's like, yeah, so I have 90 pounds on my account, and my mom's at the hospital, right? My dad just left us or whatever. We have some debt. I want to buy a mentorship. I'm like, bro, your mom's in the hospital. Take the mentorship for free, and like look after your mom. You have 90 pounds. You're gonna spend that on my mentorship, right? It's not even like it's more. So I was like, take it for free, just learn, and now he's got like over 2K in payouts.
Nice.
So you see, he's like, he actually made use of it, which I like because I give you something for free. If you make use of it, that makes me happy. And now we can kind of look after his family, and that's more worth for me than just money. Like, let's say 250 pounds or whatever he had to pay. That's worth more because I've helped two people. I've helped him and his mom and maybe his family around that. So it's not always about money. Obviously, we do it for money, but I rather make all right money and just be a good person than making crazy money and being the worst person, scamming everyone. It doesn't fit with my personality.
Yeah, I really like this thought process from you, because I think it's admirable to hear it from someone so young. Because I know when I was your age, I definitely wasn't thinking like that. I only had pictures up on my vision board of cars and watches that I wanted. And for me, at least, at that day and age, and I generally tend to see this a lot in the younger generation, especially that come into trading quite young. It's very easy to get carried away with just the materialistic things and forget that there are much more important things to life than just money, right? And I hear the ideas and I don't know if there's research behind this, but they say like money only makes you happy up until a certain point, right? Once you have a certain level of comfortability where you can pay your bills, you can go out, go on holiday, do whatever you want. After that, it has no real utility, right? It's just another number in the bank. So the fact that you can already think about like what actually fulfills you as a person is quite an impressive thing for at least someone so young, at least, in my eyes. Where do you feel like that came from for you? Because I don't tend to see this a lot. I see this more with people that have moved later in life, right? They've got a little bit older, they've had a little bit more experience, but you've developed this mindset quite young. Do you know where this has come from?
So I think I had to grow up quickly. That's what I think. So I think I was pretty young and I had to grow up quickly, right? So as I said, when I was 17, I was already doing stuff that people 20, 22 years old didn't do, right? I would do crazy things. I would try whatever I can. Like, for example, now if I compare myself to the people, like my old friends from school, these guys are still in university. They don't go to work. They just university home, right? And then I think consistently for the last year, the most I've slept is 6 hours, right? And people think I'm lying or something. You can think I'm lying. I really don't care. But if you look at if you look at the proof that backs my story, I think it's pretty good, right? So I think I had to grow up quickly and do things that I wasn't supposed to do at my age. And I'll be honest, I went through a lot of, I wouldn't say depression, but a lot of psychology, a lot of mental issues. I think that kind of also comes from my family being quite toxic. Then I broke up with my girlfriend. So it was all, I was like 15. I had a girlfriend. I loved her to death, but she broke up with me. 1 week later, she was with another boy, right? And I think that stuck with me for years and years. And, I didn't have time to waste to talk with girls or something. These typical teen things. I didn't do any of them. I was 15 already going cleaning, working with my mom, right? That was not even allowed. It was illegal. And I would just do it because I wanted money, right? I wanted to do something. I didn't care about the girls. I didn't care about school neither. I didn't really care. I hated school. And I think I'm pretty lucky that my dad let me drop off because if you know Asian parents or Middle
Yeah.
East, like that's the most important thing to them.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
since he opened the restaurant, he was like, come work, try to finish your degree. But he said that for 1 week, and then he didn't care neither. So I was like, I was quite lucky with that. So I think that, being 17, 18, working full time every day, dealing with people, doing paperwork, all that stuff, you have to grow up. You have to have some sort level of grow up. You can't just be 17, being a kid, speaking to people that are serious about stuff, speaking about, if I speak with for example, I want to buy something from a grocery store, right? But I want the best prices. I want to buy in bulk. I'm not gonna say hello, how are you doing, bro? Like, you want to be professional. You want to be on the same level as him. And if you're 17, 18, like you don't like you have no one taught you that, so you have
Yeah.
to teach yourself, right? So I used to watch podcasts and crazy things. I used to watch the business people. I think I've watched so many podcasts that's crazy, but it helped me so much because you look at someone that's successful and you try to do the same. You try to do more, obviously. But if that guy is successful, the way he talks, the way he dresses, the way he looks, the way he speaks, everything, it makes sense. It's all one picture. And, I think that was quite it, I was trying to be the best. I was just trying to make it. And I had to do stuff sometimes that didn't want to do, but I think a lot of people have to do that. And I can't sit and cry and say, yeah, today I have to back test, so what? So be it. I'm only 17, 18, 19. I'm only 20. There's people that are 30, they're behind me in that term. So sometimes I humble myself. I'm like, there's people that are 16, they have 10 times more money, but there are also people that are 30. I'm not saying about money value, but like in terms of what they achieved in life, right? So if I just keep going by the time I'm 30, I should be pre chilling, right? So I think that's what I would also think about building the future because I had a girlfriend, like I think was together for 2.5 years.
Right.
But when you look at the mindset of her and the mindset of me, it's not the same. It's very different. I think I was very mature and she thought I was too mature, right? Because I would come home, I was grind on my trading, right? I had that mentorship going. It takes a lot of time teaching people, helping people, calling with people. It's not nothing, right? It's my own valuable time that I give to people, obviously for an exchange. But she doesn't get that,
Yeah.
right? So it was always a clash in between. You're always too busy. You always want to do something. So I was like, okay, it's not a problem. Find someone who has a 9 to 5, right? Go marry that. And when your kids want on vacation, go call your boss. Can I go on vacation? Or mom, can I buy this Barbie doll? No, we don't have money. If you want to be that life, no problem. Go away. But I don't want that life. I'm not on that level. I want to go on vacation whenever I want to go. My kids get everything. I'm not gonna spoil them crazy, but like they don't have to worry about can my dad afford this. I'll buy the whole supermarket if she wants. Like that's how I think. But I think some people don't realize that maybe like she was going to school, she would go home, she would barely work. I think her parents were pretty rich, so
I mean, that goes back to what we were saying
Yeah.
earlier, right? Sometimes when you grow up from that place of privilege, it takes away that drive or that hunger or the need to, I guess, put in the graft.
yeah.
And I think you guys are probably perfect examples of what that was like. Talk to me a little bit about your journey in helping traders. So I know you said obviously you've done this a little bit through the mentorship. And the thing that I really liked hearing was the kind of part that you played within the trading community at helping people recover challenges from those that had lost from prop firms. What inspired you to want to get involved and help, and how did you go about doing it?
So it was like I didn't like the firm's owner. I knew they were scammers. I already knew that, right? So it was bound to happen anyway. I already knew that. But when it happened, I was like, there's so many influencers with so many followers. Compared to my followers, these guys are super big. I'm like, these guys are not doing anything. They're just tweeting about it, and so what? You're not helping, so you're useless. He's maybe tweeting, and then he gets views. His mentorship course is gonna upsell.
Yeah.
I don't care, right? I'm like, you guys are not doing anything. I was even cussing people. Like, why the fuck are you not posting about it? What are you doing? You were affiliated with them, and now you're quiet. You're silent. What's wrong with you? And people are like, leave them alone. Why would I leave them alone? If I'm partnered with a firm and I promote that to my community and that firm's a scammer, I would feel so terrible. I would refund everyone with my own money because it's your word to people that trust you. And you're just going to scam them and be quiet. That's not how the world works. If you're a scammer, okay, good luck. But I'm not like that. So I was like, these guys are not doing anything. Fuck them. So I just start DMing every prop firm. Like, can we do accounts? Can we do accounts? Can we do it? Can we not? Because I actually had more than I think I had more than 3,000 emails.
Really?
Maybe even more. And some people, they were faking it, but I would check the proof, right? And some people, they were sending emails 5 times, 6 times, you know. Like, that's also people that are not grateful.
Yeah.
I'm doing something for free.
Yeah.
And there was still people hating on me. People saying, yeah, you're doing it for followers. I didn't even tell anyone to follow me. Like, I just said, send me an email with proof, that's it. Don't follow me. I don't care about the followers. You want to upsell your mentorship. I don't care. Last year, when I blew that 700K in funding, I gave away 500 mentorship access. 500. That's worth maybe, let me calculate, around 100K. Why would I do that if I need the money? If I want the money that bad, right? I don't care about it. So I just gave it away. Whoever needs it, I'm happy I could help them, right? But these guys, they just don't, they're not grateful. I don't know, I give 1,100 accounts, people still complain. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think, you know, especially in the trading space, we're in a place where you're never going to make everyone happy.
Yeah, that's...
It's one of those things, like, there are going to be certain people that see things for what they are, and there are certain people that will try and take advantage, as you've obviously experienced. And then some people that, honestly, you can just never truly impress. Like, I haven't been, I would say, active in the social media space that long. I think I started getting busy in 2020 or 2021. I started like actively posting. But my 2 best friends online now are just mute and block. Like, I'm a person that likes to protect my energy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to expend energy on people that are not going to add some level of value to my life, or I can't give them some value. The moment I see something that I don't like, I'm very quick to just remove it. And I think especially in social media, it's a reflection of where you spend your time, right? Because the way I've always understand social media is that you get more of where you spend your energy. And if you focus on negative shit, you're going to get more negative shit presented back at you.
Yeah.
And so the moment I see something I don't like, I mute, I block, and I'm very quick to do it. And sometimes maybe too quick. There's probably people that I've muted and blocked that didn't deserve it. But for me, my energy is everything. And I want to be spending it connecting with the right people and having a positive impact, right? So I like hearing the stories that you've told and the things that you've done. I think it's a great thing for the community. I want to pivot back onto something where we talked a little bit about making money from trading. And obviously the perspective that you've had between how much money that is possible to make in relation to things like the family business, right? Do you feel like trading has had a good perspective shift for you when it comes to money? Because, like I said, I've been in the trading industry for a long time. And the one thing that I found personally is trading makes you very numb or desensitized to seeing certain levels of money. And you often forget, or maybe this is something that you will experience with maybe more time, I don't know, but you often forget that the numbers that you see on the screen, like you said, I think you said it was your mum that says it, you know, it would take her like maybe 5 or 6 months to earn this amount, and you do it by clicking a few buttons. I find that crazy sometimes, right? And it's one of these things where once you see it and once you get exposed to it, it's impossible to go back. Like, I could never see myself going back to a normal 9-to-5 job now. I can't comprehend it. I have no choice but to make this work. Yeah. So do you find that perspective for you has been positive or negative, and what's it been like?
Yeah, so I think I attach money to just real life stuff. For example, I was trying to buy a new PC, right? Or I didn't have a price tag on the PC. I was just trying to buy a new PC. I wanted to upgrade. I was trading. I made 2%, right? 100K account. I made like 2.5K. I'm like, okay, free PC. I'll take it. I make 1% free iPhone. I'll take it. I just think it that way. And, you know, I think what stuck with me was 2-3% consistently. Because 2%, I think bi-weekly, for example. 2% bi-weekly. 2% is my dad's wage, right? I just make that and usually it's 1 or 2 trades, right?
Yep.
Usually just take that much. Because usually my trades run way more, but at 2-3% I'm done. I close, I'm peace of mind. Sometimes it's like 10 minutes. There's days, a lot of days where I got payout. The same day I lock in another payout, I just wait a week. Delete the MT5, boom, I'm done. And you know, I just try to 2%, 3%. Like if you compare to what my parents make combined, that's 4% a month. and 4% should be pretty easy. I mean, I wouldn't say pretty easy, but especially if you have higher capital, it's maybe 1%, 2%. And to make 1 or 2% is not the hardest thing to do. If you do consistently, low risk, chilling, just 1 or 2 trades, and then do it again, and it's very simple. Because once you're profitable, you're doing the same thing every day. Because trading is boring.
So boring.
When you're profitable, trading is actually boring. So you want to do other stuff. And when you're bored, you're going to trade more. People don't realize that's, I think, what people kind of struggle with, that they want to keep trading because you're bored. That's why you should have something else going. Right?
I literally spoke about this, I think, in our last podcast. And I talked about this idea that it's that idea of being active. It comes from the 9-to-5 mentality, right? When you have a typical job, you can only earn more money in one of 2 ways. You either have to work longer hours or you have to be more skilled at what you do. And when people bring that mindset into trading, they think if I want to earn more, I have to spend more time at the charts, or I have to improve or change my strategy and constantly tweak it. And those 2 things are the worst thing you could do, right? The 2 things you need to actually be profitable is to keep it simple. Spend, I would say, as little time on the charts as possible that allows you to still execute on your edge, and just keep it consistent, right? Once you have an edge that works, yes, you want to measure it. Yes, you want to track it to make sure your edge doesn't erode over time, 100%, but don't try and change it every trade, every week. You know, this is the worst thing you'll do for your edge in the long run. And obviously with the amount of back testing and stuff that you've done, you know this for yourself, right?
Yeah, I think I compare it to a car. You know, if a car is running, why would you go to the garage?
Yeah.
If there's no check line or something, if there's nothing wrong, why would you go to the garage, right? Because you're paying the garage. Same thing with paying and trading.
Yeah.
If you change your strategy, you're gonna pay with a loss. If something's already proven, why would you change it? I'm a lazy person. I don't want to change it. I'm already making money.
I feel like you're the opposite of a lazy person.
Yeah,
you're the laziest hardworking person.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but I mean, we could say we're pretty lazy compared to actual work.
Agree.
We're just on chairs across screens.
Yeah.
And then you have people waking up. My dad wakes up at 5 a.m. I sometimes sleep at 5 a.m., right? He wakes up 5 a.m. He comes home 3, 4 p.m. Hard hours. He does construction. It's pretty hard, right? But he's been doing it for 30 years, I guess. He likes it. He loves it, whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess that's long hours. And we are just sitting on our bed, pressing buy, putting one trend line break, long, short position, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, goes down, whatever. It's not your money anyway. It's a funded account, right?
Yeah.
That's, I think, we're very privileged to trade prop firms. Like, if there was no prop firms, I probably wouldn't be this great in trading, right? Because prop firms really, like, that's probably the biggest reason I got into forex, because of prop firms, right? Because $500 and you get like access to 100K. Like, what the hell? It's actually, if you think about it too much, it becomes unreal. Like, I tell my mom, they gave me access to 100K. What? 100K?
Yeah.
She was like, withdraw the money. I'm like, I can't withdraw 100K.
If
like,
it was that easy.
Yeah, but some people still ask me that. If I buy a 5K funded account, can I withdraw the 5K? I'm like, bro, what the hell? But like, I think that's actually great. Very great that prop firms exist, even though it's more a casino model.
Right.
If you do it properly, right?
Yeah.
It's like a casino, but you have more chance of winning. I think trading is easier than gambling. Obviously, people that like they do cards and stuff, they can I don't know, they do weird stuff, but I'm not really that smart, right? I just back test. If it works, it works. I keep the same thing. I don't make it hard. Something works, why change it, right? You're making money. You want to make more money, then you should just scale up your capital. You shouldn't change. You shouldn't do the craziest thing. You shouldn't take 10 trades a day, right? Especially when you're young, or even doesn't matter the age. You have to compare it to real life. That's what I think. Like, I always compare stuff to just general life. For example, I used to make 2K a month with working at the restaurant, 12-hour shifts, 6 days. That's 70 hours, 280 hours a month. And if I just press a button in 10 minutes, I make 2K. And I have 279 hours to do nothing and still make the same money. And then I'm still going to be ungrateful. What the hell? I need to make 10 million.
This is a lot of why I have the view that since the invention of the internet, right, since this has become a normal part of our life and we have the ability to earn money online now, I don't actually think hard work is the most important thing. I think what you work on is more important first, and then put the hard work behind it. Because if hard work was the only factor that determines success or how much money you can make, like you said, there are tons of people working way harder than we do, right? They work 2, 3 jobs, they work all hours of the day. They should be the people that are making hundreds of thousands, millions, whatever it is. But in today's reality, that's not the case, right? You're paid mostly, and this is not just a reflection on trading, this is a reflection on many online businesses and things like this. You're paid mostly for what you work on, the industry that you're in. If you get the industry right and then you work really hard in that industry, then I think you have the ability to actually really excel in this day and age. The advice that, I think most people of maybe our generation or maybe younger that are given from our parents or grandparents is that study hard, go to a good school, go to a good university and get a good job and you'll be fine. This day and age, it doesn't really work. Like I graduated from university a while ago. So I finished in 2012 or 2013. And I was never amazing academically. I was never the smartest person in my class, but I thought I went to university, I got a degree, I'm going to be set now. I couldn't get a job for like 11 months. Yeah. That's the reality of like the industry now.
Now it's even harder, I think. Now getting a job.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like this, because people are taking over. Like
Yeah.
even AI is taking over.
Yeah.
AI is taking a job. Like
Crazy.
there's AI bots that edit videos.
Yeah. Honestly.
It's crazy. It's like anything AI is taking over. So you have to do something that's not easy to do, right? Anyone can work construction, for example. But I mean, for example, you can work with 10 people in construction or 5 hard workers. So maybe you're left behind because you're just a bit not that good in working, right? Maybe you don't have the skill enough, right? So trading, luckily, or online in general, we are very lucky. I think we're actually, like this day and generation, if you don't make money, it's kind of on you.
Yeah.
Right? Because what I always say is being broke is not a choice, but staying broke is a choice, right? People have a phone, they have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Go edit videos.
Yeah.
It's a skill you can learn for free. You don't have to invest money. Go edit videos for $1. It doesn't matter because you're learning a skill and you're making money. And then once you have 10 videos edited, you can show people, okay, here, 10, like people approach me the way, I will edit your first video for free. If you like it, you can pay me. Why not? Right? Free video. If I like it, I can work with the guy.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing to do. And people are just lazy. They come into your DMs, they say, can I get a free account? Yeah, but how do I know you're not gonna blow the account?
Yeah.
Like I've given someone a 5K account one time because I just felt good that day. Same day he comes back to me, I breached to Daily Jordan. Yeah, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Breached to Daily Jordan the same day. Like
I see this a lot myself. So obviously, I mentioned to you before we started shooting, I work as a performance coach with FundedNext, right? So I work with a lot of traders primarily on the psychology side. I don't help them with the strategy. I want to know they have an edge, and then I give them the psychology on top. And I have the exact same view as you, right? I get a lot of people that approach me, say, hey, you're affiliated with a prop firm. Can I get a free account? And I'm like, well, do you have an edge? Genuinely, do you have an edge? Like, do you have actually a record to show that you are actually have a good chance of possibly making money, even if I was to give you an account? And the vast majority of people have underlying issues which are never going to allow them to make money. And I'm like, well, if I gave you an account, how is it going to help you? It's like the worst thing that could possibly happen is that maybe you pass the account by luck, right? And then now, again, we've gone back to that initial scenario where you've confused luck and skill. And now you're going to feel like you've made it. And then when you lose it, it's going to feel 10 times worse. I said the best thing you could possibly do is let me help you, right? Let me share some previous tweets or advice or talks that I've done online that may give you some guidance on how to fix the underlying problems. Because once you have the skill set, then in this day and age, like you said, prop firms are a blessing for a lot of people. You don't need a lot of upfront capital to get funded and then start to really make changes in your life. And I think people overlook that. People are chasing the short-term fix, right? They want the account. They think that's going to be the solution to all their problems. And actually, it never really works out that way for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think, people, it's kind of, I think social media influences a lot. I think the only reason why I post my payouts is to show proof. I don't care about the dollar amount. I don't want to put in people's eyes that I make money. I make money regardless, right? And you don't have to pocket watch me. Like, I don't care if you like me or you don't like me. I just show proof because when you're selling something, you have to obviously back it.
Credibility.
Right? Yeah, credibility. So that's why I do it. And I guess, it does boost a bit of your followers. Let's be honest. When you post a payout, it gives you way more followers than when you post something valuable. That's just sadly how it works,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Because I wasn't growing on Twitter that much, and I would post very nice content, and then my friend was like, "Post your payouts and see what happens." I went from 3K to 10K in 1 month. Yeah, and I was only posting payout. I was not posting that much value. So that's the difference with social media. People just want to see the money.
Yeah.
They don't want to see the valuable content. They don't want to see the good tweets. They just want to see the money. Oh, good job, Flex. And then comment to your DMs. You made money. Can I get a bit of that?
Yeah.
They're like, bro, if people genuinely DM me, I need help.
Yeah.
I will help them for free. Like, I respond to every DM that looks like a guy that wants to better themselves. People tell me, I need your help. I'm like, bro, yeah, what's up? Like, how can I help you? Yeah, I'm struggling with something. Yeah, bro, go on, tell me. I need an account. Like, come on, bro. But if someone, I need, like, people that come to me, they say, okay, bro, I backtested. I've watched your videos because I have a lot of videos on YouTube for free. I have like 2 courses for free. I watched all of your videos. I'm backtesting. Something's not clicking. Like, okay, what are you struggling with? And he explains to me, and I'll explain it. I even call with him for free. Not a problem, because I'm not no crazy influencer. I'm not going to ignore you just because I feel better. I really don't care about it. Like, sometimes I respond to people, they say, how do you respond to me? I'm in shock. Bro, I'm a human. You're a human. We are the same, right?
Agreed.
Just because I have more skills or just because I'm profitable doesn't make me a crazy guy, right? So I try to help people that way. The hardworking people you want to help, but then people that don't do anything, yeah, they won't really make it in life anyway, right? No one's going to spoon feed you. No one's going to give you anything, especially when it's so easy to make money. Like, let's be honest, it's so easy to make money once you have an edge, right? And maybe it takes 2 years to get an edge. Maybe it takes 3 years. Some people, for you, it took 6 years maybe because you take it 3 years, but whatever. 6 years, for example. But after 6 years, you make so much money that's all worth it. But these guys don't even want to backtest for 1 month. They don't even want to go 1 month. People comment after 1 week, bro, I'm not profitable yet. 1 week. What the hell? Like, and then you compare it to yourself. You're like, bro, don't even talk to me. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, it doesn't make sense. Just a headache. Like,
it's a really strange mentality to have, because in almost every other area of life, there is a timeline for success. Like, if you wanted to be a doctor or a dentist or start your own business or an engineer, any other field, you have to go through some form of education, some form of training, and it all takes a period of time. And actually, I think the stats are a true reflection of this. Trading is one of the hardest things you could do, because, and again, this is always more poetically put by this quote that I've heard, and I always regurgitate it, but it's this idea that most people think they fail because they don't know enough about the markets. In reality, it's because they don't know enough about themselves, right? Drawing lines on the chart, trend lines, order blocks, like whatever the fuck people use nowadays, that's easy. You could teach a monkey to draw analysis on a chart, right? It's, do you have the ability to execute on it? Can you stick to your plan? Can you manage risk? Can you bounce back when you're in a period of drawdown? That's what makes trading hard, right? The majority of people that I speak to on a day-to-day basis, a lot of their problem is not that they can't get into a winning trade, it's that they can't stop losing, right? And that, getting out of that spiral is a skill in and of itself. And I say to a lot of people that actually the biggest factor that will determine whether you'll be successful is how you deal with a losing period. If you never manage to cope with that, you will always struggle to find success in trading, because people are under this illusion that once I have the best strategy or once I've discovered the holy grail, I'm never going to lose, right? Or I'm never going to have a losing week or a losing month. Like, it fucking happens. It happens to everyone. And until you accept that, you're always going to struggle, right? I guess that pivots on us nicely to something that you've mentioned a couple of times, where when you had a kind of bad streak in the markets, right? You said you lost, I think it was 700K worth of funding.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you? Like, what do you feel like led to that? Do you feel you were doing all the right things, but your strategy just wasn't working? Or do you think your approach and your psychology wasn't in the right place?
I think what I still had up until, which I still do think I have, is I have a lot of pressure from family, right?
Okay.
In terms of bills, in terms of responsibilities, I still have till this day. And it's not easy to have pressure that you need to make money.
For sure.
And it's not make 1%, 2%. Sometimes it gets higher, make 5%, 6%. Because I'm not going to say the dollar amount, because whatever. Because you have to make money. And the restaurant is not going to pay for that. It's not enough. So you have to do something that makes. And then obviously you want to make money yourself as well, right? So you want to make a bit extra so you have money for yourself. Otherwise, you're just working for family and you're not making money. Well, obviously that's a good thing, but it's not gonna help you in the long term because you want to focus on yourself as well. So I guess I just said I had to deal with it. I just had to go through it. Whatever happened happens always for a reason. I trust that what happens if I blow an account today, then it will lead to something that's good over maybe a month, right? Because it was one time I was about to go to London actually for a podcast. I blew my live account, maybe let's say Friday night, no Thursday night. I'm on a train to London. I pass a phase two, I got funded again, right? So everything happens for a reason. That's what I was saying. So it's very hard, but whatever happened in life, I never questioned it. I just said it is what it is. Sometimes I'm on a losing streak. I tell my friends or my students, yeah, I'm losing 15 in a row. They say, oh, wow. I'm like, it is what it is. What am I gonna do? Cry? And then what the market's gonna say? Oh, sorry. Let me give you a winner.
Yeah.
Because how to grow in anything is to point at yourself. I am the reason I'm failing. I am the reason why I'm losing money. I'm just a dumbass. I'm the retard. And let's make a change. Or if you still want to be a retard, whatever, then you won't make money. Then you won't be successful. Anything, right? If you don't go work to McDonald's, like people, they see McDonald's on 9 to 5 as something that's, with the social media nowadays, it's a brokey, it's 9 to 5, escape the matrix. It's a nice thing, but it's not realistic. You need a job to make money, right? People come first to me, hey bro, I want to get started with trading. How do I start? Get a job. Because you need to have safe income to pay for. How are you gonna buy challenges? You're gonna ask your dad, can I buy a challenge? Okay, you do one challenge, you do two challenges, and then what? But you don't have any income, you don't have any security, right? Obviously 9 to 5 is not the crazy security, but at least there's consistent income a month coming in. You're getting paid from McDonald's. It's a well-established thing. You're getting paid. So why not go work? It's also, it takes time. It builds discipline. I think working at 9 to 5 does build discipline. Be on time, do things correctly. Otherwise you get kicked out, right? And if you're just lazy, loose in life, you don't do anything how it's supposed to be. Same with trading. You have to show up. And no one's gonna tell you didn't show up, so fuck you. So you have to teach that yourself. You have to tell yourself, I'm dumb for not showing up. And I think the 9 to 5 and stuff, that really does help somehow. I think the restaurant was that a good thing as well. I had to be on time. Obviously, it's my dad. It's a little bit easier, but I still have to be on time. Right? I still have to close at 11 p.m. every day. Sometimes you close maybe 10 minutes earlier, 10 minutes later, whatever, but it's still the same discipline. You have to make bread. You have to do stuff every day, the same thing. Same thing with trading. Every day, the same thing, consistently, without missing anything, right? Sometimes you could maybe miss one thing or two things, or you could be doing something wrong. Like, let's say you have a routine. If you don't do anything that's in your routine, you're gonna feel like something's wrong, something's missing, and then you're gonna do dumb stuff. Maybe let's say I need to wake up in the morning, I need to shower, and then I need to go for a run, and then I need to eat. And if I don't do all three that and I go sleep, then your morning is already fucked up. And if you're gonna be waking up with that, your mentality is not there, right? So maybe you wake up. People there in bed, they're half awake. They take a trade. Like, bro, you're half awake. Your brain's not even functioning. You're gonna take a trade. That's why a phone is also a killer. And I try to stay away from my phone a lot in the morning. Even in my bad trading, I think it's very dangerous. Sometimes you make money, but I think most of the part you're gonna lose money because you just wake up and you check the charts. The first thing you do. And then when you accidentally see a setup, you're gonna take that trade. But sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes you do make money. I've had that before. I think it was a Friday. I was in London, and I think it was a God-sent gift or something. I woke up 6 a.m. No alarm, nothing, just randomly. I check the charts. I see a trade. I take it. I wake up. I make 5%. That's a good thing. But then you also have the bad sides. Then I think the bad things are gonna overweight the good things, right? Especially when you're just starting. So I guess I got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I always have to... The thing that I'm always reminding people is you have to ask yourself, how is this going to play out over the next 100 times you do it? Because it, again, goes back to what we said before. It's possible to be lucky by doing the wrong things. And you may have done something today which you made money from, But if you repeat that 100 times over, is it actually going to make you money in the long run? That's the only thing that really counts. But I resonate a lot with the advice that you shared about actually having a job. I think it's such an unpopular bit of advice to give to people these days. But I'm the first one to say it as well. Like when I speak to a lot of people, if they have the pressure of money, I say to them, the best thing you could do to fix your psychology is get a job. Have income coming in, because the moment you don't need money from the markets, it becomes infinitely easier to do the right thing, to stick to your plan, to walk away when you need to. All of those things are so much harder when you need to pay bills, when you've got other things to do, right? So it's difficult because I think a lot of people, like you said, they're bought into or invested in the idea of what they see from the scammers and the social media lifestyle gurus and things like this, right? They just want that overnight success.
Yes, the brokey,
Yeah.
9 to 5, escape the matrix. You know,
Yeah.
I like Andrew Tate, but I think don't go, but like, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere he didn't start, like he went to KFC eating from the trash can, right? He had to do that, so you can't say brokey, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Of course, escape the matrix, do good stuff and that, but be realistic at least. Like, get a job, do something. Like, people say started from the bottom, now we here, but at the bottom, you were not saying brokey, 9 to 5, fuck that. If you have to flip burgers, go flip burgers. So what? So be it.
Yep.
You're making money. Someone on Instagram saying, haha, brokey. Are you making money? You're not. So why you cheat? Like, why are you speaking? Like, people, like, with my dad's restaurant, I drive a Peugeot 206.
Nice.
It's worth my stop loss, right? People say, why are you driving that car? I'm like, bro, you're making that money. No, so why are you speaking? I'll drive a bicycle if I have to work. I really don't care. Because, like, it doesn't make sense. Why would I buy a car from worth 100K just to show on social media, haha, you guys are brokies, I'm rich? Do I add value to life? Everyone has a car. Everyone is rich nowadays on TikTok.
Yeah.
You see all those videos, you scroll, everyone has cars, videos.
Yeah.
So what? I'm not anything special. I don't add value. But these guys, I think, I don't know, dopamine or something. They maybe like that.
I feel like I recognize this very quickly in life. I remember the first time I bought my first iPhone with my own money, right? I was really expecting it to be this like big thing. And I opened it, I thought, wow, this is amazing. And within half an hour, it became a very normal thing.
Yeah.
Within 1 or 2 weeks, I'd be throwing it around like it was nothing, right? And I found that was a very true reflection of so many different areas of life. You get a new car, it becomes very normal after a week or two. You get a watch, a new piece of clothes, like whatever it is, all the materialistic stuff seems to fade after a certain period of time. And this is, I think, what taught me later in life is I became more of a minimalist. I didn't care about the watches or the cars or whatever. My big thing was freedom. I like being able to do what I want when I want, and having control of my time was one of the most valuable things for me, right? Money will always come and go. But when all is really said and done, the only thing that you've got is how have you spent your time? What experiences have you created? What legacy have you created in life? And that's the stuff that's really going to stick with you, right? I don't want to be the person that has millions in the bank and then, they say you don't want to be the richest person in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Right? Money is just a tool for experiences and things like that, right? I want to start to wind things down. I've really enjoyed our conversation. I want to finish up with an exercise. So I've been doing this with every guest so far. It's a little bit more psychology based. Obviously, it's my area. And I've been asking every guest the same question because I'm interested to hear their view on this.
Okay.
So it's a hypothetical scenario. I want you to imagine for a moment that you were running your own hedge fund or prop firm, whatever it may be. Your job at this period of time is to hire new traders, right? You need to fill up a trade floor. However, you're not allowed to see if they have a profitable track record. So you have no idea if they have an edge. You have no idea if they've made money. The only thing you can do is you can sit down and you can have a conversation with them, right? As part of that conversation, what characteristics are you looking for in terms of their mindset, their behavior, how they speak, whatever it may be, that may give you a clue that they could be a profitable trader?
Okay, so I think I would ask, how much do you risk per trade, right?
Okay.
What's the average monthly gain you would look for, right? So when are you happy that you should stop with trading? How often do you trade, right? And can you explain me your strategy? Because a lot of people can, right? I think I would say all of those things. And I would also say, like, ask questions about a strategy, even if I don't know it. I can see if he goes in deep. Can he exactly explain what happens whenever happens? I would ask him, do you know what CPI is, NFP is? Do you trade news? I don't know. I would just ask questions trading based that anyone can answer, but this, like, you can ask me, do you trade news? Yes. Or do you trade news? Yes, I do, but on this scenario.
Right.
You can extend the answer, and if someone extends the answer, they probably know what they're doing, right? If you just ask me a question, I say yes, no, I don't know. You can see if he's thinking too much. Maybe like if you ask me, I just straight up answer.
Yeah.
Someone maybe has to think twice before answering, then you know maybe he's lying.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. It's like I think it's hard to know that stuff. It's very hard actually, but I think the way people talk is in their eyes. You can see pretty much that if they're speaking facts or they're just capping. If someone is maybe hesitating to speak, or if they have to think twice, or they're speaking really slow, or I don't know, they mess up the. I think it's very easy to see. I think when I speak to people, I think it's very easy to see if they're real or not, and also the journey they've been through. You can lie about a journey, but how much can you lie? Or you have to be a crazy liar, like
Yeah.
you have to maybe have a chat GPT script ready to tell me or something. I don't know. But I think if you combine all of those, it would be a pretty good fit, I think, in my opinion.
Is there anything out? So if you had to exclude anything trading related, right? Is there anything you would look for in the person, whether it's confidence or a level of stubbornness or their level of patience or how they manage stress? Do you think any of these factors will contribute to how successful they could be?
I think I would ask, what's your routine like? What do you do in the day life?
I like that.
I would probably ask, what's your situation? Why do you wanna join my hedge fund? Why do you wanna make money? And then everyone's gonna share a different story. Are you
Yeah.
broke? Are you rich? What's the biggest pressure on your shoulder right now? What's
That's a
the
good one.
biggest reason why you're not making money consistently, or why you don't have your own hedge fund? Okay, capital, whatever, but I would ask the questions that is stopping him. And then if someone says, yeah, I haven't started yet, or someone saying, okay, I have this, and for example, me, I have family pressure. Okay, that's a guy who's working hard, who's trying his best. And then you have people that have issues that they can fix, but they don't fix it, right? I'm just too lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not joining my hedge fund.
Yeah.
I think just those type of questions, and maybe what car do you drive?
Interesting. What are you looking for in terms of car? Something cheap or something expensive?
Not really something expensive or something cheap, but someone could be driving a BMW, but a nice one, just chill, class, relax. Someone driving a crazy Lamborghini or something. Maybe the Lamborghini guy is richer, or maybe it's profitable, but I don't think.
Maybe he rented it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's gonna comment what color is my Bugatti. But yeah, I think that would make a pretty good fit, maybe.
Nice.
I'm not really that experienced in terms of recruiting people, but
No. The thing is, I like it because it just gets people thinking outside the box. Because like I said, from my perspective, there's a lot more to trading than just what happens on the charts.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of it is how you think about trading and how you execute and what you do. Like you said, the routines and stuff are all really important. So for me, when I get people to start thinking about these, I always like to frame it as, with trading, there is work to do on the battlefield, but also there's work to do off the battlefield. And you need both, right? I think the majority of people now get stuck in this idea that it's only the stuff that you do on the charts. Like, I've backtested 10 hours a day. Okay, but can you fucking execute? Because if you can't execute, you ain't making any money, right? We're not paid for analysis.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, interesting. Anyway, Flex, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, man. For anyone that has enjoyed listening to you today, what's the best place to follow you, contact you, reach out?
I think best place Instagram, because Twitter is too toxic. I'm not really that much fan of a Twitter. Not really on Twitter that much, and I think DMing me on Instagram is easier. I respond to every genuine DM.
Yeah.
If you just DM me, hey, I really won't respond to it. Hey, just hey, right? You can contact me whatever, man. I'm from the people. I'm the people. Nice. I love everyone. So people, they want to talk to me. They're my best friend, innit? They're my brothers, sisters, whoever's watching. Yeah, that's it, man.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you go and give Flex a follow. As you can see, he's got an amazing backstory, a lifetime of experiences, even in his just few years in the markets, and a really unique approach and insight to how he approaches the markets. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway from Flex today. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you very soon. Take care.